Hi, how are you today? In St. Louis, Missouri, it is like raining cats and dogs. Don't know what the temperature is other than it's just really dreary. I have a terrible, terrible sinus headache, bariatric pressure. It's changing and it's changing quickly, which probably means it's going to get real cold. Um, it snowed. It snowed big and hard and lasted for days, and I couldn't get out of my house for 2 days. And for as active as I like to be and the lifestyle that I like to live, I couldn't go anywhere. So for 2 days, the kid and I, we dug ourselves out, dug my one neighbor out, and trying to be helpful. But for those who don't know who I am, I'm Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri, where the weather is like this and wonky most of the time. And I teach creative-minded individuals how to be a content creator, how to take their gifts, their talents, and make a little money in the online space or in person, which I prefer in person. Online works for some, doesn't work for all. I also teach art lessons. I teach group painting classes where I bring all the merchandise to you, all the supplies rather, and you come up with a theme, and I have the painting, and I teach you and your friends in your home. And if you live in the St. Louis, Missouri and surrounding area, I just come to you. It's 3 to 4 hours of really, really good fun. When I am not business coaching, showing creative-minded individuals how to take their gifts and their talents and make money, if I am not teaching my art classes, I like to promote other products. I like to be an influencer and talk about the things that work for me. Sometimes I'm affiliated with the company, sometimes I'm not. As a content creator or an influencer, most of the times you're spending your own money and hoping through a hashtag or through how people share your merchandise and your words. The company in itself sees who you are and how many followers that you have, and they often pick you up. Just like if you were some big sports player and some shoe company wants you to endorse what they have. Same thing, it's just on a smaller scale. When I'm not doing what I just mentioned, I have my own line of merchandise. KM Designs, as I've created a line of kitchenware. And if I'm stumbling over words, it's because my head is like so stuffed up right now. But I have my own line of merchandise, my own kitchenware, and it's kind of extending into not a clothing line because I don't like to sew and make clothes, but I like to sew and make accessories. So I have the boho purses that I have just incorporated into my line, and it's just a crossover body bag. And because I am a horse rider, sometimes you just need something that can cinch up real tight and keep all your goods in. But these are like fun little bags if you're out and about and you don't want to carry a big purse. You just throw all your essentials in here, your wallet, keys, your phone, because you need all those things, your ID. So I have a couple different designs that I have been working on. I sell them for $40 each. I always say, I'm sure this is how Kate Spade got started. She had an idea in her head, and this crazy piece of hair today won't do what it needs to do. But she had an idea in her mind, and she saw it, and she put it on paper, and she created it. Also, what I create is in my line of merchandise, and then we'll get into what I want to talk about today. I create bowl cozies. Where you put your bowl in the microwave and then it's hot and you can just kind of grab that, because oftentimes a pot holder is too big to fit into the microwave with your hand trying to pull your bowl out. So these are just perfect. And I have a variety of different sizes. So these are just a few things in my line. And I have small ones and then I have bigger ones. And those sell for $9 each. So when you are a content creator, and this is what we're going to be discussing, you have things that offset one part of what you do. And although I have studied in a variety of different areas in my life, taking anatomy and physiology twice in my life, because it's okay to study. It's okay to learn things. And then once you're into it, you decide it's not really the path that you wanted to go. And because for me, anatomy and physiology, you can take that particular field and go into many, many, many different fields. And although I didn't go into the medical field, it has helped me greatly trying to figure out my own health situation, my own health needs, how I wanted to change my diet, how I wanted to have a better, healthy lifestyle, and how I incorporate what I've learned into what I speak about or the classes that I teach. I've also taken communications in college and studied journalism because I thought I wanted to go into the news industry. And although I did not go into the news industry, I still have a platform where I can be very informative, sometimes entertaining, sometimes very annoying. It just depends on what you are needing as the person who is watching me or watching anybody on a social media network. YouTube has allowed the platform that we can go a little bit longer in a recording than we can in Reels on Instagram or on a 3-minute short video on TikTok, which I really do like TikTok. TikTok has made it a lot easier to converse with other content creators, and there's a whole bunch of them out there. Also, as a content creator and as an influencer, I like to talk about the products that work for me. And having this type of a platform helps, again, share what superficial knowledge I have or that I know that may help you, may not help you. Take what you like, discard what you don't, go on to the next. No one says you have to stay right where you are watching whatever it is, whomever it is that is speaking. So I ran to Ulta yesterday, and I'll kind of wrap things back around, but being a content creator, you talk about your life. You talk about the things that you want to share, that you are willing to allow other people into your personal life and your working life. I always say, being Italian, I can talk you to death and I can force feed you. But it's more service filling if I am being informational for something that you might need to know, or something that you might have in the back of your head that you're not real sure what to do about it. Social media, you get lost down a rabbit hole. I don't watch regular TV. I'm not a movie kind of person, but I will spend hours on social media just scrolling, looking for information, doing research, going from one platform to another, to Googling things, because you can learn anything in this life. Thank you, Google. So, but yesterday, I started my new little gig and lent a hand for a few hours. It was kind of a soft type opening, if you want to call it that. And when I left, my mission was I was going to go to Ulta. Now, if you've heard me speak before, Ulta, I'm trying to work with in affiliate marketing, being a brand ambassador, and it's hard. It is very difficult if you do not have the correct tools, the correct verbiage, the correct followers. And again, it goes back to, you have to put the money out of your pocket, and then you have to start to talk about the product, and you have to have people that are following you. This piece of hair is going to drive me crazy. It's a silly colic I have that I can't control. But you have people who watch you, and maybe you don't want to buy, or you don't have the money to purchase, but when you're talking to somebody else, you can just mention their name. So as I was at Ulta yesterday, I was thinking about the people that I follow, and I will get her name wrong, but Dominique Sanchez. She's a retired Houston anchor person who has her own platform on YouTube. Kelly Rosna, who's on Instagram and on TikTok. And she's the girl that does the mascara, so you don't have to. And then there's Ashley Reese, who is just she's darling. Apparently she's back in school. She has a line of jewelry. She's gone through some deep diving therapy, and she shares everything that she has learned. So as I have been following all of these people, because I just find them interesting, I find it interesting how much of their lives that they want to share with whomever will listen. And have I learned anything? Other than being just like really entertained and understanding where they've been and how they've got to where they are now. One is going through a divorce, and she's having a heck of a time trying to transition into the next phase. And although she's highly educated, absolutely beautiful, still in her 50s, fit as fit can be, can afford to have the cosmetic procedures, buy the fancy clothes. She's still having a hard time falling into a new niche, because now people that have been following her, they don't understand the transition. And that is something when you're a content creator too. Nobody says you have to stay with the exact same thing. Another one that I still like to follow is Kelly Pollitt over on Instagram, who is a Saint makeup artist. She's just a cool chick. She's young. She does the rodeo circuit, has horses, has kids, lives in Alberta, Canada, and right now Canada's going through it. And, I applaud all them truckers, all of them. My daddy was a truck driver, so in my heart and in my spirit, I'm right there in Canada with all them truckers. So being a content creator, though, you get to talk about all the things that feel good to you. Maybe they don't feel good to you, and you want to share whatever it is that might have broke your heart, might have changed the way you looked at things. Maybe you had an eye-opening experience. Those are wonderful things about being a content creator. You get to share all those things. And I have my list. This morning I was going over a whole bunch of things that I did want to talk about, and we will see how much I get into this particular video. If I am not working in my kitchen, writing content, or I'm not in my office on the computer work, looking for new brands to represent, and I have mascara in my hand, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, or let's see if I can get my iBot over here, or if I'm talking about the food that I cook in my home economics classes, or maybe the food company that I want to represent and work with. Right now, what is it called? Simply Tasteful. I'll have to go back and I'll try to leave it in the comments below, but they have a sign up right now for $25 for February. It is an MLM, but if you want to get into the food, cooking and demonstrating and talking about good health and things that you can do for your family, Tastefully Simple. You can join them right now for $25. And, $25 is nothing in today's standard of spending money. We waste more money on Starbucks, I'm sure. And why not take that $25 and invest in something that you might find interesting that could bring you some money? I could sit here and I could talk about the pork chops I'm going to make tonight, which is going to be au gratin pork chops baked on sauerkraut with apples. And talking about food, again, because I am Italian, it's like second skin to me. I can force feed anybody. And taking money and stretching it for your family, especially since groceries are so expensive because inflation is up almost 40%. It's taking your hard-earned money and making it work for you, and you not have to work so hard at it in order to have that income coming in. Not everybody's a 9 to 5. Not everybody can go and sit at an office. Not everybody, can go work for a corporation and be what I like to call a slave to rules that want to tell you how much you're going to make. They deem what your worth is, versus when you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business, being disciplined and being, this is going to drive me crazy. I should have put it up. But when you're an entrepreneur, being disciplined to the rule that you create, the rule that says you can make any amount of money that you choose to, because there's no cap on that ceiling that corporate has or wants to tell you. If you work 9 to 5, we're going to pay you $15, $18, $25 an hour, and you might be worth $50 an hour, but because our company rules say this is all we can pay you, too many people fall prey to that paycheck, and they don't know how to take their gifts and talents and turn it into something else. As a teacher, as a speaker, whether it be food, whether it be cosmetics, whether it be a new health drink that I'm on, being able to turn all that and monetize it is what I do. So let's just jump real quick, and then I'm going to kind of go down my list of things. But like I said, I started to say I went to Ulta yesterday, and I have kind of made a promise to myself that this year I'm going to buy a little bit more quality. For years I sold Avon, and it did what it needed to do. It brought me in a little bit of money. It got me free product on my shelf. Was able to make some pretty decent sales at a time, but then, it dives off, and then people want to explore. So I went into Ulta yesterday because of the Kelly Rosna girl. She was talking about a mascara. Now, so I went and bought the Ulta Maximum Lashes. I don't have the right glasses on for close up because I need it for my video here, but it's defining, lengthening mascara. It's long lasting. This particular color is jet black. I don't love it, but I mean, it does what it says it's going to do. It lengthens, and because my eyelashes are already long, it just kind of helps enhance what I already have. The one that I wanted, the heightened thickening lashes, they were sold out. So Kelly, you did your job, because everybody went in and bought that other mascara. Do I recommend it? Sure, go try it. For $10, you can't go wrong. If you have thin lashes and you just want a little bit more defining look to your own lashes, go right ahead and buy the Ulta Maximum Lashes. Also, what I found very fascinating, Ulta has their own line of everything. And although I want to try Charlotte Tilbury and Color Pop, they're a little more on the pricier side. And until business starts to get back to where I need it to be, like it was 3 years ago, we're just going to start it at the bottom, and we're going to just talk about the things that I like until I'm able to promote and make a little bit of money at the things that I'm talking about. Okay, this hair of mine, the underneath is dark. It is a 5NW. I do my own hair, and then it's with a 10 volume, and then the outside, I just use a nice keratin bleach. And oftentimes this time of year, it gets really, really, really dingy. And I don't want to have to go back in and add any more blonde to it, because once the weather does get a little warmer, it will brighten up these yellow tones. But in the meantime, what I like to do to enhance some of this, and even if you have a dish water blonde or a very light brown that you want to brighten up, go and get Not Your Mother's products, again, at Ulta. I cannot say enough about this Blonde Moment Seal Protect Leave-In. I mean, it makes my hair feel plump, thick. It holds the curl, other than this little colic thing I got going on. You just spray it on when your hair is wet. Your comb will go right through it. I absolutely love it. And I was out of it for a couple days. And my hair was very thankful this morning when I washed it, when I was able to go in and reuse what I love. The other one is the Plump for Joy. As you get older, your hair does thin because of all the gray. And my hair grows so fast. I'll say in the last year, it just like grows, but it's still really thin and it's fine from underneath because of all the gray. This, after you get your hair all combed with your leave-in and you put this Plump of Joy on it, it literally will make your roots more manageable, give you a little bit of volume. So I recommend that. Also, again, and the ones with the purple are good for blondes, light brown hair, dishwater blonde. It just brightens everything up. And the other thing, I really invested in a good leave-on mask. Blonde Moments, purple toning, and it is purple. And everything in your shower, your bathtub will be purple. So be prepared to wash it immediately after you use it. But you wash your hair like regular, and make sure you put this on your ends first and work it up to your scalp. But I absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. And then to finish off, Kenra, the actual product, is very pricey. Go over to your Sally Beauty and get yourself the generic of Kenra. It's light, smells wonderful. Just kind of pull your hair and spray, and it doesn't leave that hard crunch that some hairsprays do. So love it. You should go try it. So anyway, to get back to my list here, like I said, I'm in my kitchen, going to be working on some food products, and I wanted to do a little content this morning because I've been a little absent. With me, I go at it real hard and then I disappear. Although I am not consistent like I want to be, I am disciplined in my motives and what I'm trying to achieve and where I'm going in a direction. I can sound like a broken record. The last couple of years have been a real pain in the ass. Living by somebody else's rules or somebody else's expectations, or a pandemic that's been out to destroy us all. Getting back to our core and what our real mission is, trying to get us to that big picture. So life of a content creator, I'm going to go down my list now, and I'm at 22 minutes and 55 seconds. I don't know how much more space I have on here, but I'm going to go with it. But life as a content creator, you're able to share the things that you like and the things that you do. What's been happening in my world, been trying to get my mind back to where it needs to be. I miss the part of me where I get in my car and I just drive for hours and hours and I go do photography. I go into a coffee house and I talk with strangers, people I don't know. And hopefully with this new opportunity that I have taken on, it is completely taking me out of my area where I am able to meet people that I don't know, where I'm able to tell them what I do and who I am, because you don't know where that opportunity is going to lead you. What else have I been doing? Working with my horse. She's looking wonderful. Been really retraining my dogs. I have Shug now, my little healer Aussie border collie girl. Where before I'd have Bruce coming in and he sits before he goes to eat his food because he can be aggressive a little bit. I have Shug now coming in and she sits. So we've been working on the food aggressiveness. She will sit in front of her bowl and she'll look at it and she'll look at me until I tell her to go ahead and eat. So we've been working on that. Again, we were snowed in for a couple days, couldn't do anything. I was losing my mind. Had some work done on my car again. My car is almost 20 years old. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And when it is, take care of it. You have responsibilities with the 4 wheels that you have. Do I hope for a new car this year? I'd like to think so. I think it's kind of time that I break down and buy a car. Broke down and got a horse last year, so maybe I put the cart before the horse. But this year, possibly, you don't know. You don't know where the opportunity is going to take me, and you don't know when that moment is going to be, when the right situation is going to occur, so you can go ahead and get the things that you need. It's not necessarily about what you want, but it's about what you need in this life to help you progress and go forward. We talked about being the influencer. We talked about talking product, giving, recipes, giving tips. It's important. Start with who you are, what you know, and what you're willing to talk about that you're comfortable with talking about. We talked about having merchandise, having that multi-stream income. And you can have a multi-stream income with any business that you have. You're the parent company, and then you have the umbrella effect, the things that fall underneath it, and that works if you're a fisherman, if you have a boat, if you're in some kind of trade, if you are some kind of a baker, a sewer, a glass maker, a concrete worker. You have the parent company to who you are and what your brand is and what your mission is, and then everything that branches underneath it, that you can create that multi-stream income. What were the other things I wanted to talk about? Oh, okay. So being physical and being active in your life to make up for the anxiety that is setting in to your world. Oftentimes, if you are not sleeping, oftentimes if you are having crazy dreams, either you've exhausted yourself to the point where you cannot think anymore and it carries over into your dreams, or you're not really being physically active. Find something to do. Find something to love. Find a hobby. Create new interest in your life, because nobody wants to be around somebody who's an unhappy person. Nobody wants to be around somebody who is always criticizing an outside environment when they are doing nothing with the environment, and it overflows into their personal life and into their sleeping patterns and habits. Because again, I took anatomy and physiology. There are certain things that occur in your limbic system and the amygdala, which is in the hippocampus part of your brain, that stores up all those memories and all those poor traumas and all those bad experiences, along with all the good experiences and all the joys. Choose joy. Pick joy over everything. Get yourself active. Get yourself in a healthy routine where you are drinking more water, whether it be cold, whether it be hot. This is my favorite: strawberries, oranges, lemons, a little bit of ginger, and just a hint of cherry juice. It's fabulous. It's good for your body. It goes through your liver, flushes out your kidneys. These are all things that we need to keep our internal organs being healthy. When you exercise and you hydrate, it helps tremendously. Even if you find you have circles under your eyes, 1, you're dehydrated, or 2, you've developed an allergy and you're not being active enough to get the things flushed out of your system. And then finally, I'm just going to kind of leave it at this. The people that no longer know how to relate to you, don't feel bad about it, because they have not elevated to the same level that you were at. It's okay to walk away from people that no longer serve you, no longer have anything in common with. Doesn't make you bad, doesn't make them less of. But when you were evolving and you were growing and you were learning more, you're expanding new areas into your life. And oftentimes those people can't relate. There's nothing to relate to. Leave the situation that you no longer belong in. Leave the situation that you no longer fit in, because 1, it's not healthy. 2, it's toxic. Or 3, they're stagnant and you've grown. You've gone on and beyond, and leave people like they want to be left. If they don't want to do anything, if they don't want to evolve, if they don't understand who you are or what you do, and they find ways to criticize your growth, they're not supposed to be in your little circle anyway. Be around the people that want to support you, the people that understand and applaud you because you've gone on and you've gotten out of the same 10 people in the same 2 blocks on the same bar stool that you have known them to be. And I use that term very loosely, but appreciate your growth. Appreciate that you have had the ability to advance where others just haven't want to. They have found it okay to be stagnant in their life. Oftentimes people do stay stuck because it's familiar and it's easy. And just because it's familiar and easy, that doesn't always make it right. So I'm going to leave you right now. We are at 30 some odd minutes. I am Kitryn Marie, an artist, a writer, speaker, a life and a business coach residing in St. Louis, Missouri, where I teach creative-minded human beings how to take their gifts and their talents and make some money with it in the online space or in person. I teach a variety of art classes, group painting lessons, where I bring all the supplies to you. You just tell me your theme. It's $45 a person. Have 7 at the minimum. You being the 8th, you get yours free. It's your home, your friends, and I come to you. Have a line of merchandise. If you were interested, go over to KM Designs, A Writer's Mind on my Facebook page, or you can go to kitryn-marie.weebly.com to see everything that I do. So for today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed, be thankful for all the wonderful things that do come into your life. Remember, fate does turn on a dime. If you want to be a content creator, find your voice. Find what makes you happy. Find what excites you. Find what products you can talk about. Share your life in all areas. You're always going to be vulnerable. There's always going to be parts that people are going to turn their nose up at you like, who does she think she is? It's not you being better. It's just you're creating your dream life. So you take care, and I hope to hear from you all real soon. Bye-bye.